Thank you, Sonia. I'm going to bring over Masami Onoda, as we had expected, to be able to talk with her a little bit about international collaboration, but really more specifically, the Japanese Space Agency, JAXA. Please come right down here next to me. Thank you. And thank you very much for doing this.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And you direct the JAXA office based here in Washington?
Yes, exactly. We are a small office of 3 people in Washington, D.C. We are independent from the embassy, but related to, of course, and I'm the head of the office.
And your fairly recent arrival, I think I heard you say on stage?
Oh, yes. I arrived in July last year, so it hasn't been a year yet. Yes.
Well, I hope you're enjoying Washington.
Mm-hmm. I do. The community is great. We are very closely communicating with each other, like at events like this or various events. We bump into each other all the time, and we exchange views, and we talk about our current problems, our future aspirations, and it's great.
And I'm not surprised to hear that JAXA has an office in Washington because the level of space collaboration between JAXA and NASA is quite extensive. But then JAXA has relationships with ESA, the European Space Agency, and other agencies as well.
Yes, so we have worldwide offices in Paris, in Moscow, in Bangkok, and here in Washington, D.C., of course, and Houston for the ISS program. And so we are very internationally engaged.
And I'm glad you brought up the ISS because, of course, Japan is a major partner in the International Space Station with the Kaibo module on the space station. Still quite busy doing a lot of science.
Yes, so we are very active on the ISS, and now the Vice President, Wakata, used to be an astronaut. I mean, he is still an active astronaut and still, I believe, wishing to go to space if he has a chance. And so we are very active in human spaceflight as well, towards lunar exploration, towards the Gateway, and also very currently active in the ISS on R&D, also engaging the private sector to work with us.
And I want to get to the great robotic successes that JAXA has enjoyed in recent years, but because you mentioned the Gateway, the Lunar Gateway, you no doubt have been in many conversations since the big announcement that we had on Monday from the NASA administrator and the U.S. administration about plans, the somewhat of a downgrade of the Lunar Gateway, but still a lot of talk about the importance of international collaboration. Does Japan hope to be, does JAXA hope to be a part of this effort to put people back on the moon?
Absolutely. So currently we have plans for astronaut Noguchi and astronaut Hoshide to be on the ISS, and we continue to work with our astronauts to send them to space and to have a presence in space. And we would very much like to work with the international partners for of course, the landing on the moon, to do science, to do the groundwork for that, to lay the infrastructure as well, and of course to be a part, as has been negotiated in the past years and studied, to become a partner in the Gateway as well. So we are just in the course of studying it and coordinating it internationally, and we would like to closely, together with international partners, continue this.
Still studying, which is a good deal of, I think, of what is still going on at NASA headquarters here, as this has all happened just in the last few weeks. Let's get to some of those. I think remarkable is a good word for the successes, the recent successes by JAXA, and some that are not so recent. I mean, I'm with the Planetary Society, and as you know, we have a solar sail, our Light Sail 2, launching with luck on June 22nd. But I just earlier today, during one of these breaks, talked about Icaros, the enormously successful and innovative solar sail launched by JAXA.
Yes, so we launched this very, very successful mission in 2010. It's already completed all its missions and is in hibernation mode right now, but it's still up there. And we had the pleasure of welcoming Mr. Bill Nye to our office a few days ago.
My boss.
Yes, exactly. And he was so friendly, and we loved it having him in our office. It felt surreal.
So even in Japan, you had some idea of his reputation?
Oh yes, yes, the science guy, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes,
That's right.
exactly. So we did very much enjoy, yes, the
And no one is more enthusiastic about international collaboration. But this is a very important thing to Explore Mars, the creators of the Humans to Mars Summit as well, which is why I know they were very happy to have me talk to you. Let's talk about that much more recent success of Hayabusa 2, a mission that is still very much underway.
Yes. So as I talked on the panel as well, we were very excited with all the successes up to now. With the last October having the mascot, this was an international collaboration with the French and German space agencies. So it was
That's CNES and DLR.
CNES and DLR, and we were all very excited because this was around the International Astronautical Congress last year in Bremen. So it was all very timely. And so this landed on Ryugu successfully. Then this February, the Hayabusa 2 itself touched down on the asteroid Ryugu. It looks like we are sure that it collected samples there, and it will be coming back 2020 to Earth.
And made a good-sized hole in Ryugu as well.
Exactly. So that was very recent, this April, that they made an artificial crater, we call it. Yes. So that was also exciting. Yes.
Interesting that a parallel mission, Osiris-Rex, a NASA mission, but with international collaboration, there is a great deal of data sharing between these two missions because the two objects that they are visiting seem to be quite similar.
Yes, so Osiris-Rex is going to Bennu, and with the Ryugu asteroid, we will exchange samples and data for this. And in most of our science missions, I would say we have many, many scientists from all over the world come together to study the new sciences and the new discoveries that we have and share the data. So this space science data typically is very open, and the science is very open. So it is all of our missions, science missions, are very international.
So I wonder if you have the impression, which Bill Nye likes to talk about as well, which is that space brings us together and brings out the best in us, that it seems to be an area of international collaboration which is particularly successful, fruitful.
Yes, I'm sure that is the case. And also space brings lots of benefits. They inspire the new generation, of course, next generation. It will bring these days what we call new space, many emerging innovative businesses, and it would boost the economy, hopefully, and it is already lots of investments coming in, and hopefully we can show return to those investments and expand our economy, space economy, as planned in, for instance, in Japan. We have this Space Vision 2030 that tries to double our space economy base in Japan. Yes, so we are very much positive that this might happen, and we are working with the private sector to further boost the space economy and bring benefits, more applications from space, and as we just said, science inspires everybody, so it's great, yes.
I'm sure you're looking forward to enjoying lunch, a late lunch here at the Humans to Mars Summit. Just one other question. Whatever may happen with Artemis, the new lunar plans, what is just ahead for JAXA? I know you mentioned a couple of things on stage.
Yes, so for us, with regards to Moon, we have our own projects also, a good project called SLIM for precise landing on the Moon, currently planned for 2021. And we also have next coming up a Moon lander project, a exploration project to explore the pole of the Moon, polar regions of the Moon with the Indian Space Agency. Yes, and then to have a lander also with the European Space Agency, Canadian Space Agency, and then followed by what we recently announced for 2029. Right now, we are aiming at for a rover with Toyota, as you might all know. So yes, we have some very exciting projects coming up, and we, of course, next year, as I said, are expecting the Hayabusa to come back to the desert in Australia. We will go to fetch it, and the capsule will come and hard land on the desert. So that's very exciting too. Looking forward to also the H3 launch in fiscal year 2020.
Brand new rocket.
Brand new rocket. So we currently have the H2A and H2B. Now this new H3 is going to be launched in the next fiscal year. And also that happens to be the year of the Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics. So the whole Japan is positively very excited about all of this happening, and we hope to be part of it.
A lot to be excited about, both in space and on the ground. Thank you so much for taking a few moments to join us, well, for participating in the Humans to Mars Summit, and for being part of our webcast here at the summit as well. Thank you. Domo arigato.
ありがとうございました. Thanks so much.